Okay, we're about ready to get started here. We're just waiting on IT guys to get it on Facebook and television, and I got the thumbs up. So, Ralph, whenever you're ready.
We will now call this special video teleconference meeting on the board adjustments for Thursday, May 21, 2020 to order. Can you call the roll, please?
Valerie Himes. Valerie, can I get a hear from you?
Here. Sorry, I had to unmute.
Okay. Angie Barnes.
Present.
Chris Cooper.
Present.
Ralph Oliver.
Present.
Ralph, if you'll indulge me for just a minute here, I want to make an announcement before we get started, just to get on the record. Obviously, we're a member short today. The board members know, but for those others that are watching today, we lost one of our board members. Jimmy Rogers passed away. Jimmy's been a board member since the inception, I believe, of the Board of Adjustments. We were sorry to lose him. Just want everybody to keep his family in their thoughts and prayers. And like I said, we'll miss him, but we'll move forward. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Everybody look over the minutes. Did anybody see anything wrong with the minutes?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the minutes.
I have a motion. I have a second.
Second.
Call the roll.
Valerie Himes.
Yes.
Angie Barnes.
Yes.
Chris Cooper.
Yes.
Ralph Oliver.
Yes. All right. First thing on the agenda today is we have a dimensional variance at 1647 Poozy Ridge Road. Bert, who do we have as the, I have a Wayne Wagner. Is that right?
That's right, but I believe that Peanut Winkler's actually representing. They both might be there. Peanut, if you want to unmute your mic and tell the board what it is you're wanting to do out there on Poozy Ridge.
Okay, we're wanting to build a home here on Poozy
Hey,
Ridge.
Peanut, before we get started, I want to just tell us your name and your address, please.
Okay, I'm Nolan Winkler, and my address is 1656 Poozy Ridge Road. The actual
Okay,
address
will you raise your right hand for me?
is
And the information you're about to give us, it'll be truth and accurate according to this item of business.
it is. It will be.
Okay. All right. Please carry on.
Okay, and what we're asking for is on the lot of 1647 Poozy Ridge Road. It is a lot that we have bought and we're wanting to build a house on, but a 125-foot setback line is way too far back for Poozy Ridge, and we're asking to move that up to between 70 and 75 feet.
Okay. Bert, has anybody called in on this?
No, we've not had any calls on this.
All righty.
Got
So he's bringing it up right there to give us a little view. Hey, Peanut, does it have a big fall off back there behind it?
It does. It has a big fall off behind it.
Okay. I think we've seen some of these. There's just about everything on Poozy Ridge
Yes,
that
sir.
we've had to do this for because of the demographics. Does anybody from the board have any questions for him? All right.
Is it just because of the geography, like where it falls off there?
Are you asking me? Yes.
Okay.
If nobody else has any questions for Mr. Wagner, I'll ask for a motion.
I move to approve the variance for looks like 55 difference, moving the footage from 125 to 70 foot off Cozy Ridge Road.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Call the roll.
Chris Cooper,
Yes.
Valerie Heim,
Yes.
Angie Barnes,
Yes.
Ralph Oliver.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Wagner.
Thank y'all very much.
Number 2 on the agenda here, I have another dimensional variance. Looks like it's 593 Waco Loop Road. I have a Daryl and Daniel Baker. Bert, they on here?
They are, both of them.
All right.
Daryl, Daniel, if you all want to.
Need you guys to tell me your name and residence, please.
Daniel Baker, 525 Baker Court.
Daryl Baker, 1031 Hidden Ridge Drive, Waco.
All right. If you'll go ahead and raise your right hand, confirm that the information you're about to give us is truth and accurate pertaining to this case.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Looks like you're requesting a variance to reduce the setback from 25 to 15 feet. That's a variance of 10 foot. And this is a variance on the back of the property, not the front of the property. Is that correct, Daniel?
Yes.
All right. So we've got a slight one. Bert, can you bring this one up so everybody can see it?
Sure.
All right. And are you building a house there, Daniel?
Yes, we have a house on contract to build for a young couple.
Okay. So you're building it. You're the builders.
Yes, sir.
Roger that. All right. While Bert's bringing this up, that way we can all see the plat. Has it been surveyed, Daryl?
Yes, yeah, I haven't just surveyed for us. That's when we found out we needed the variance because it showed after it was surveyed, it was different than what the PBA showed.
Perfect. And I think, have you already got all the permits to build and everything?
Yes, sir. I've got the building permit, got the septic permit. We've got the electric pole already spotted. This is the only thing we're working on.
Okay.
Ralph, I've got it pulled up there for you now.
Uh-huh.
Got the blue box around 593.
Gotcha.
Let me just let the board know that I have had some calls about this. I had one call. Some of us concerned that the house was going to be closer to the road.
Mhm.
They were under the impression that it was a reduction in the front setback. So that's
Okay.
actually going to be farther from the road. So they also had a concern about a sewer problem from a previous trailer that was there. Explained to them that they have, in fact, a new permit for a completely new septic system, so that should take care of that problem. I don't see them on the call, so I just wanted to relay their concerns, but that was some of the calls I had. And I thought a couple other people on here, if they want to make any comment, if Daryl and Daniel are done with their comments, anybody else wants to say anything, now would be the time to do it.
Yeah. Do we have Bert, it was showing there on that vision, there is the variance on the property is the people behind it. I believe that's the Cobb family.
Maybe.
Yes. Have they complained or said anything about it?
I think they've inquired about what was going to happen there. Just wanted to know kind of what was going on with it, but
No formal
if
complaint
you
or
don't want
anything.
to speak, that's fine. But it is a dimensional variance to the rear setback, and it is a new septic system for a new one-bedroom house is what's been permitted there.
Perfect. Okay. Okay.
Like Jenny, Miss Stevens has unmuted her mic. If you want to swear her in, Ralph, and let her.
Sure. Who are we speaking with?
Jenny Stevens.
Okay. And what's your residence, please?
I live on Pine Grove Road, but my
Okay.
father owns the
Will you
land
please
next
will you please raise your right hand? The information you're about to give us is true and accurate according to this case?
Yes. I just
Okay.
got a couple questions.
Yes, ma'am. You said your father lives next
No,
to
he owns the property next to it there. The official address is 100 Drowning Creek Road.
Oh, he
but
owns
it's
the
there-
property to the
it's-
right, correct?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I know everything's already done, so it's not having an effect on there. But what size lot is that?
What size lot is it?
Mm-hmm.
According to the deed, that was filed here. It says a certain tract of parcel of land in the village of Bobby, number 52 point. So let's see if it has exact acres on here. Daryl might know off the top of his
I think
head.
it's 0.26.
0.26.
Yes.
Okay. 0.26.
Now, the only problem we have there is, I mean, that's a really small lot, and we just want to make sure that, and I guess there's nothing we can do at this point, but we want to make sure there's not an issue with any septic. I mean, I don't know.
That would have been up to the health department like Bert talked about, and they've come out and they've got their permit. So as long as they grant them that permit, I have no control over that. All I am doing here is we're discussing where it's within the amount of feet from the rear of the property and that aligning property line. So if those people that own that property behind it had an issue, then they could come forward and complain, because all we're doing is, he's asking for a reduction from that property line, and that's all we'll approve here.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll probably just put a fence up there then just kind of in our backyard, and then I'll take up the issue with the health department just to make them understand that, if there ends up being a problem, then we'll handle it that way then.
All righty. Thank you very much. Anybody else? If there's no more discussion, I'll need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the variance from the 25 foot to 15 feet with that variance of 10 feet difference.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All righty. Call the roll, please.
Chris Cooper, Chris, did I miss you?
Oh,
Okay. I got a yes from you.
yes.
Okay. Valerie Himes,
Yes.
Angie Barnes,
Yes.
Ralph Oliver.
Yes. Mr. Baker, thank you. And Bert will get with you all and let you know on the permit. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Next up on the agenda, I have another dimensional variance for 1512 Red House Road. We have a Matthew and Ashlyn Jackson. Bert's what I got on this as the applicant. Is that correct?
There it is. I got it.
All right. I just make sure I was in the right one.
And Matthew and Ashlyn are on the feed, I think, if you want to call them up and see what they have to say.
All right. Matthew and Ashlyn.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Please state y'all's name and residence.
Matthew Jackson.
Ashlyn Jackson, 1512 Red House Road.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. The information you're about to give us to be truth and accurate according to this case.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Please tell us here what you're wanting to do. It looks like you're wanting a dimensional variance, but go ahead and let us know what you're wanting.
Yeah, so the current regulation is for 125 feet from the road, and we'd like to request a variance for 92 feet. There is an existing garage on our property, and we would like to build a house adjacent to it.
Mm-hmm. All right. I believe this used to be part of the Bobby Park place there.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, the only call I had about this property, can everybody see my map here?
Mm-hmm.
Is my cursor pretty much where you're wanting to build your new house?
Yes.
Yes.
The only call that we had on this one, we didn't have anything else to do, did you? Yeah. The only call we had about this one was somebody was concerned that maybe you were going to try to build two houses there, and they didn't know how that would be possible. And I don't know where they got their information, but that's not the case, right? Y'all are just going to build a house for yourselves there.
That is correct. We do own the parcel behind it and the parcel to the south. So it is possible that my parents would build on one of the adjacent parcels, but on this parcel in particular, it would just be us.
That would be a separate parcel, a separate permit. There wouldn't be any setback issues or anything. This application is just for one house for you all.
That is correct.
Like I said, Ralph, that was the only call that we took about this item.
Well, if they've been out there, they've seen there's two big lakes right there, so it's going to be hard to put some houses out there. So is your all's parcel there? That's also right there in front of that first little lake, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All righty. Any questions from the board? I live out here, so I drive by it every day. I've seen the money somebody's put into these lakes out there.
Yep. We're
see-
putting some work in.
We see it too.
Has anybody else called on this, Bert? You said nobody else had? All right.
I haven't had anything else.
All right. If the board doesn't have any more questions or comments, I'll need a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the dimensional variance for the property located at 1512 Red House Road in Richmond, reduced from 125 feet to 92 feet.
All right. Can I get a second?
Second.
All right. Call the roll, please.
Chris Cooper,
Yes.
Valerie Hines,
Yes.
Angie Barnes,
Yes.
Ralph Oliver.
Yes. All right. Thank you all, Mr. and Ms. Jackson. Mr. Thomas there, we'll get with you soon and have your permit ready, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next up on the agenda, I have a dimensional variance at 3325 Colonel Road. Have a Second Street Holdings LLC.
So I don't know, Andrew, if you're going to speak on this, or Rodney, if you're going to speak on it. Andrew Luxon is the contractor for an addition to the Apollo's Pizza located there on Colonel Road.
Mhm.
And Rodney Davis represents the Second Street Holdings. It doesn't matter to me if it doesn't matter to you, whichever one of y'all want to speak to that.
You're muted, Rodney. You have to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry about that. I was going to let Andrew discuss the specifics of it. I'm just on here in case anybody had any questions from the property owner.
Okay. All right, Andrew, go ahead and unmute your mic and state your name and residence.
Andrew Luxon, 212 Bay Colony Court.
All right, get you in there. The information you're about to give us, you agree that'll be true and accurate pertaining to
Yes.
this case?
I do,
All right.
yes.
Go ahead. Tell us what you want to do there, sir.
So basically, we have an addition project that we're doing at the Apollo's Pizza location, what used to be Little Sack Grocery. It's probably the best way to explain it. Everybody kind of knew where that was, but it's an Apollo's Pizza now. We're doing an addition project there to add an ADA restroom for a dine-in option. Basically, we're staying within kind of where the building is now relative to Colonel Road. We're staying consistent with where that building is. The issue is just the 125 variance that's in effect now is obviously further back than where the building is. So what we're asking is to reduce that 125 to 70 feet, which would be a difference of 55 feet, just so we can align with the existing building, so it'll flow well with what we're doing within the project, and then parking and everything else. It's just kind of honestly and truthfully where the addition needs to go.
So if I'm looking at it and
Yes.
I'm standing at the front door, you're going to add on to the left side of it?
That's correct. Basically, off the front left corner, when you walk in, you would have the option to go get seated, or you would turn left and go through a small corridor that would lead you into the public restroom that we're going to add on that would meet ADA requirements.
Okay, so you're not infringing on the McMullen side there?
No, sir. Not to my knowledge. I don't.
No.
I'm not privy to the side setback, but no, we're on the north side of the building there.
Bert, on that left side, what is the distance between that property line and where they're wanting to add on to? Is that within?
The variant or the setback on the side would only be 10 feet, and they're well.
Okay, so they're well within that? Okay, perfect.
The front setback is the only issue here.
And that building itself was grandfathered in, so what they're wanting to do is just.
They're adding on to the building, so the
Well-
needs the variance.
Okay, will this cover the whole building, Bert, now?
Well, now the property will have the variance, so yeah, if they decided to do anything from where the variance is on back, then they would not have to get an additional variance. This variance stay with.
That's what I was going at with Andrew. Do you ever plan on putting a front cover or something like that on the front of this building?
You know, and Rodney can chime in. It's not in our scope of work now.
Okay, because if you do, that's where I'm gonna get at. And Bert, let me know if I'm wrong here. If he does, then he's got to come back and get another variance because of the setback we're adding right now. Correct, Bert?
Well, I don't know the answer to that because I don't know exactly where he measured this request to.
Okay.
The 70 feet. I don't know where that. I don't know if that's to the porch or if that's to the face of the building. I don't know what he measured to. So that's a question for Rodney or Andrew as to.
Well, I can answer this question. The dimension is to the building, not any awning or roof structure. It's to the building. So the dimension's relative to where our addition starts. That's just off the corner of the building. So I would imagine, and I could be wrong, I would imagine that if anything were to be built out in front of what we're permitting to do here, it would be even closer than the 70 feet, and we would have to come back and possibly do another variance because we would be coming closer to Colonel Road. But and Rodney can chime in, but I don't see the need for that.
Andrew, I think the reason I'm asking is if you think that's a possibility down the road, we might can take care of it today. So if you need an extra 10 feet because you may come back and put an awning on it someday, let's adjust your application to a 65-foot variance instead of a 55-foot.
Rodney, what do you say about this?
Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if we do it today just for convenience purposes, but Bert, I cannot see that happening because there's already a front canopy on it for the porch line, and you're going to have a bathroom backing up to it. So I would be very surprised if we ever had to do it, but I've been at this a long time and stuff surprises me every day. So it's really whatever the board thinks. It's fine with me if you want to amend it.
I'll add this. If you're replacing an existing canopy that's grandfathered in and you stay within the same footprint, you wouldn't need a variance anyway.
It wouldn't matter, right? So
if you're comfortable with it as is, and the board's okay, leave it alone.
I'm comfortable. I just leave it alone. Then I don't see it being necessary. Our sole purpose out there is, like Andrew said, to add a public restroom. We only have an employee restroom in that facility that was there when it was originally Little Sac. So you can imagine what that's like. So
yeah, okay, I think we're good then.
All righty, I appreciate it, gentlemen. Does anybody on the board have questions for Andrew or Rodney? Nothing from Chris or Valerie or Angie.
Good.
And I don't have anything to add, Ralph. We didn't have any calls on this. No questions. Signage has been up. We didn't talk about this for the other ones, but all signage has been up for a week. All the notices and letters were sent out as required, and we didn't get any calls on this one.
All right. Well, if there's no other questions or anything like that, I'll just need a motion.
I move to approve the variance of 55 feet, moving the setback from 125 to 70 feet from the center of Colonel Road.
Got a motion, need a second?
Second.
All right, call the roll.
Chris Cooper,
Yes.
Angie Barnes,
Yes.
Valerie Heim,
Yes.
Ralph Oliver.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be in touch with what we need to get you permit recording and everything. Thank you.
thank you for your time.
All right. I don't think we have any new business, Bert.
Nope, except that we'll probably have another meeting here pretty quick because we've still got 3 or 4 items. I didn't want to overwhelm us on today's agenda because this was a first time out of the box for us, but appreciate y'all's time and being flexible and IT's time and help with putting this together. We'll probably be doing this for the foreseeable future. And I just thank you all for being flexible. Like I said, that's all I've got.
All right. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Cooper,
Call the roll.
Yes.
Valerie Himes,
Yes.
Angie Barnes,
Yes.
Ralph Albert.
Yes.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank